This demo is for pasta with sausage meat sauce, or as I like to refer to it, a refined version of beefaroni. For utensils, you will need something to be able to stir the meat, break it up, and scrape the bottom, so I'm using a wooden spatula. For ingredients, you will need 1 pound of sausage, 1 onion, mine are small, so I'm using a second one, garlic, either crushed or powdered. You will need 24 ounces of marinara sauce. In this case, I've made my own, so I'll be using that. You will also need some salt and pepper. I'm suggesting a half a teaspoon of each for now, and if you need more, you can add more later. You will want to add at least 1 teaspoon of dried herbs or spices. Italian seasoning is really great because it's got a mixture of thyme, basil, and oregano. Unfortunately, oregano doesn't work well for me. The recipe doesn't call for this, but I'm adding in a handful of organic spinach, and I'm gonna pop in some of this organic frozen kale. You will definitely need 2 cups of broth of your choice. Chicken broth is very popular. I've made my own, so I'm gonna use a combination of pork broth and turkey broth. You will need 24 ounces in weight of pasta. I prefer to use the brown rice pasta. I think it's really great. I love the texture of it. So in this case, I'm using this organic risotto brown rice pasta penne. I know Tinkyata makes a really great pasta too. Turn your Instant Pot on and press your button or your dial to saute and press start, because we're going to put in the onions and the sausage to saute them up a bit. I don't actually use even any oil to do this, as I don't find it necessary. So I'm putting in an overflowing cup of onion and then adding my sausage at the same time. I'm also adding a plastic bag in there, but I decided not to cook that up. Now take whatever utensil you have to break up the meat and the onions, and then you want to let them saute so that the onions are starting to become translucent. The goal here is really to get the meat broken up so you're not eating huge chunks of meat when this is finished cooking. Now that looks ready to go, so we're going to add in all of the rest of our ingredients except the pasta. We've got the spices, the 3 cups of tomato sauce, marinara sauce. Now add in any leafy greens that you've decided to use. Then your broth. I've just measured 2 cups into my pasta jars just to rinse them out a little bit. Now I'm adding my little bit of kale. I'm going to mix this all around to get everything incorporated before we add in the pasta. So that looks nice and incorporated. Now take your 12 ounces of pasta and make sure that you spread it around evenly on the top. Take your spatula or spoon and start submerging that pasta into the liquid. We don't want to push the pasta to the bottom, but we want to have the pasta submerged in the liquid. Now that our pasta is nicely submerged into the liquid, let's get this cooking. Set your Instant Pot to pressure cook and adjust the time to 8 minutes. And before you press start, we need to put that lid on. So ensure that your rubber ring in the lid is secured and place the lid on top, slide it to the right. If you have a model that you need to set the steam pressure to close, then do that. And then you're going to press start. You will notice a little bit of steam, and the little button up top is going to be popping up and down. Once it pops up, it'll be a minute or two until the cooking actually starts. So it'll still be heating up, and now you will see that it will cook. Once your Instant Pot beeps that it's finished, I like to have it sit for about 5 minutes just to let it calm down. Then manually release the pressure that's left in the Instant Pot. Once that little button has popped down on top, that's when it's safe to open up your Instant Pot. I like to just press it again, just in case, while I turn it. Open it up, and don't forget that you do have a special spot to place your lid right into the handle. There is the bubbling pasta. Gently stir it around to combine. It will thicken up a little bit as you do that. Mine's a little bit runnier than it normally is, probably because I've added some of the leafy greens. But it is smelling really good, and it's just done perfectly. If you haven't already, don't forget to press cancel on your Instant Pot. In order to avoid spilling the food over the sides of the Instant Pot, I use this handy tool that's made specifically to remove the inner pot from the base. Now let's get this plated up. Boy, that smells so good. I'm going to garnish it with a little bit of Parmesan cheese. I really hope you enjoy.